This is John.
This is Danny.
Welcome to Dead Mike Society.
Man, so what's going on?
So, as I understand it, Spencer Pratt, the reality star, has just made it past the primaries for the Los Angeles mayoral race.
Wow. What do you think about that?
Well, okay. Look, I'm not going to hold the fact that he was on the hills against him or that he was married to Heidi Montag. I don't think that matters. I think it matters that he cares. I personally didn't vote for him. I'm not going to say who I did vote for, but I don't think that should matter. I mean, that's not really, that's just like an aspect of who he is.
Yeah, I mean, the thing right now is that being a celebrity basically has an influence in especially Los Angeles and in California in general. I mean, you look at right now, even like Trump. I mean, a part of the reason he's so popular was because he's a celebrity figure.
Now, do you think it's like he's a celebrity and that's why he got elected, or he got elected because he has the charisma to be a celebrity? You follow me? It's like, which one came first, chicken or egg?
Right. I think you get popularity from being a celebrity, and then you may have the skill set to actually be able to be a politician and to run and get the supporters behind you, because it takes a team effort. It's not like it's just him. Oh, hey, I'm running, vote for me. You have like a whole team of people who have to get behind you in many different ways with like PR and funding and all that stuff to get the endorsement and to be able to move forward for a political party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like we do need change here, especially after the fires. I mean, I recently was in Palisades, and I mean, you can still smell like the char from where there was that like unbelievably hot fire.
Yeah.
Which people don't even know really how it started. If it's like an arson or if it was just Mother Nature, but there's something about that fire that is very suspicious.
Yeah, because they had the Altadena fire, they had the Palisades fire, and then they had another one which was arson. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a little bit like northwest.
Okay, because I know there was a Palmdale big fire.
I think maybe that one.
Yeah, that one. And then the thing is, there was no, I guess the water supplies were not there. I guess so. And again, I'm ignorant on this, so bear with me. There was supposed to be like a reservoir of water for the firefighters, and that they had Bass, they had told her that they need to get these reservoirs full to be ready for the fire season.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it wasn't allocated into the budget. So when there was this fire, it was like they had no way to put it out.
Yeah.
And it's like so many homes and lives were lost, and animals. I mean, really, it's like an unbelievable amount of animals died in that fire.
Yeah. Where I work, there's a lot of displaced people still. Like they can't get the houses built for some reason. It's like permitting, or the money hasn't come in, or it's just like, so it's been this whole time and they're still unhoused.
Yeah, the Malibu fires too. The Malibu
fires,
and and I think the insurance companies. There was, again, I don't know a lot about this. I've like read a little bit about it. I've talked to like a few people about it, and it just seems like everything that could have went wrong did go wrong, from the aircraft and to just having enough manpower. And at a certain point, I think people were just basically fending for their own, and especially like people like elderly and sick. It was like there was no evacuation plan, and they waited too long. So by the time it was like a mandatory evacuation, there was already too many fires and people were already trapped behind the flames.
Yeah.
Because fire just travels so fast.
It really does, yeah.
So I don't think people realize it, that if there is a fire near you, they may say, oh, it's, let's for example they say it's 15 miles away. It's not really that far from you at the speed that it travels if it's windy, because the fire will pick up speed, and it's like, before you know it, the thing's traveling, I'm estimating at least 50 miles an hour with the right kind of brush and wind. Because, when you light a barbecue or you light something up,
It's just like woof.
yeah, it just goes. So, anyway, what are we going to do? Hopefully there'll be reservoirs and stuff for the next fire because they keep happening. So it's like, and I think we do need to get a mayor who's kind of thinks about all of these things. And it's not just necessarily to save the homeless, because I think that's been kind of a big agenda in California because you have so many unhoused people. So I think most of the campaigns are like, how can we deal with homeless, opposed to how can we deal with resources for all the taxpayers? Like how can you help the taxpayers and not focus all your attention on the unhoused? I feel like
The unhoused is such a ugly. Well, okay, I'm calling them ugly, but you know what I'm saying. Like when I drive and I see like an area with like a bunch of discarded furniture and tents and people just hanging out, being idle. It is sort of a blight-ish look on the city, and we live in a nice part of town. I can imagine what it's like in Los Angeles, where it's probably a lot worse, and people are I don't know, maybe there's a lot of like what I'm hearing is like there's a lot of needles in parks, because a lot of homeless people use drugs, and a lot of them use like intravenous drugs.
oh wow.
That's a rumor. I haven't verified that, but it makes sense to me. It doesn't sound unreasonable that would be the case. So when a lot of parents are concerned about needles in parks, it's an issue. So I guess what you're saying is it's kind of like an acute and chronic illness. The homeless is like a chronic illness. It's like cancer, it's like Alzheimer's. It's like a long-term situation, and the fire is like breaking your arm. It's like something that happens, quickly, and it's unexpected, and you don't know what to do about it. And so you're saying that we need to have an approach for both, as opposed to like, okay, well, this chronic issue that's very visible, that's drawing everyone's attention.
Well, yeah, the way I'm looking at it is homelessness and unhoused people, to be politically correct, it's not a new phenomenon. We've had this situation. So we've taken a lot of taxpayer money specifically designed to cure the problem. And I think we're upwards of $1 billion to help the unhoused. And the last time that I saw any census numbers on it, it was 80,000 unhoused people. But it seems like most of the money is being used to pay for the directors and for the volunteer, I'm calling them volunteers, but they're paid people who basically go out to offer like showers. They build these small house communities. I know I have a friend in Simi Valley who is pissed right now that they built this tiny house, unhoused people community near his house. And it's like an eyesore. And it's like, how are they going to waste all of this money and not cure the problem? Because if someone is unhoused and doesn't have a job and isn't moving in a direction, how do you just give them something and think that that's going to solve the problem? So I think we need a mayor who's going to come in here, and I don't know. I'm at the point where I say arrest people. I'm just saying, like, if you're allowed to be in public, that's fine. You can be in public doing whatever you want. You have your rights, okay? But at a certain point, you're now impeding on other people's rights. Like, for example, a friend of mine was taking his daughter to school, and there was an unhoused person using the restroom in front of the school on the ground. So he had to like cover his daughter's eyes to not see this inappropriate behavior. It's illegal to do that, okay? But when they called the police said, "What do you want us to do? We can't throw that person in jail."
Yeah, in Malibu, whenever we'll have homeless people tipping over trash cans, and we'll have them like screaming at the sky, and so when I call the police, they don't come.
They don't come or they don't do anything. There's actually a guy near here, and again, I don't want to put him on blast, but I've noticed when I've been driving down the street right next to the 101 freeway that he will be standing. It's kind of almost like they're building something there. So there's a gate with an opening where like you could put like a truck. It almost looks like there's materials to build something. He stands in there and he just screams. And when I say screaming, the guy is screaming from like 10 a.m. I drive by, okay? I go on with my day. I come back about 4 o'clock. I still see him there screaming. Now, I'm not saying he didn't leave sometime between 10 and 4, but it was just so strange to me that I was like, this guy is still here screaming? Like, what are the odds that he hasn't moved all day and he's still there screaming?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's ask the listeners. How would you solve the unhoused crisis? Right? It's like, what are we supposed to do? Like, you work as a professional.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it. I think it's like almost like the behavior is like uncanny. It's like you go look under the freeway right by our house here, and you have mattresses, and you have it's like just filthy. Everywhere's filthy. And how do you solve that? If you put $1 billion on it, how do you not fix that? I mean, what's the math? 80,000 people into $1 billion? Isn't that a house for everyone?
Okay, so what I heard on the news is that the corruption level in Los Angeles is sky high.
Mm-hmm.
I was not aware of this. I mean, obviously they're not going to advertise. They're not going to be like, "Oh, we're so corrupt. We're the most corrupt city in the country." But that's what they were saying on the news, and it's not like it was 6:40 a.m. KFI. So it's not like a, extremist radio station where they're like, oh yeah, there's conspiracies everywhere.
Right.
Like they were reporting that like the corruption level is really high. And so I'm like, sounds like maybe there's some money.
Right. It's getting
being diverted into people's pockets.
Right. So whoever you vote for, okay, again, I'm not going to take political sides right now on the show for who should be voted for, but you want to vote for someone who's gonna get rid of the element using the resources, okay? Again, these people have lives that they should be able to live, but you have to get them into a situation where they want to do it for themselves, or you need to put them in some kind of institutional housing. And I know that sounds crazy. It's not the way people want to think. It's like, oh, a stray cat. Why would you take the stray cat to the pound? But you know what? We do. If there's too many feral cats, they pick them up and bring them to the pound. They don't let them just run havoc all over the neighborhood. You have 80,000 feral cats running around, destroying everything.
Now, what do you think about the mental health aspect of it? Because it's not just giving them a house. They need to be given like therapy. They need to be given medicine. It's like the guy screaming at the sky is going to scream in the house. And he's going to upset everyone else. And, so like in order to bring people together, you need this like massive mental health treatment system in place to be able to help everyone.
Right. Why can't AI do it? I'm saying AI.
What?
Well, I'm just saying, why can't AI can do anything, it seems like. So why can't AI give counseling, give therapy? Why can't we, I know some doctors who use AI while they're treating their patients. So they have a medical AI where they can type in certain keywords and whatnot. I don't know every detail of it. And it'll give them treatment plans. And then they run a treatment plan through whatever verification system or higher up, and then they implement it because they're practicing medicine. So I feel like an AI can do that, right? It can give you 3 or 4 options, and then a human looks at those 3 or 4 options and reads the evaluation or whatever video there is. Could be like a 3-minute video or like a 30-second TikTok.
What about the hallucination factor? Like, it only has to hallucinate once out of every 1,000 times, but like that one time it's like, oh, why don't you give him peyote or something? Like, you know,
Right.
like, you know, it's just something absurd. And you know, it's been right 999 times, so you're just like, okay.
Well, remember, when you use it, you sign away your rights. So it makes a mistake, and that's what happened. Like, what I'm saying is you sign away your rights to get a surgery, right? You go like, if something happens out of your control, that's fine, right? Like, that's what you literally sign. Like, you go into a hospital and you're going to have whatever, an episiotomy or whatever it's called, right? And you sign a contract that says, look, we're going to do our best, right? You believe us? But if not, high five. Like, you know, you can't do anything about it. You can't sue the hospital. You just didn't work out. So this would be the same treatment plan.
The same treatment plan.
It would be just like we have now.
Right.
So why can't you just give the same treatment plan? I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is the AI uses so much energy. Do you realize how much energy AI uses?
I have heard that they need like cities of like, you know,
water energy. So what I'm saying is like to write an email. So to ask an AI to write an email is equivalent to using like, I don't know what it is, like 100,000 gallons of water. There's a number somewhere. Anyway, we'll find it, you know, or everyone has an AI on them. Look it up. But the amount of energy used, it was like some, I just saw a thing out of Europe where they were looking at it and they were figuring out at the rate of population how much energy would be consumed through AI. So again, you add another layer. Now AI can give you, treatment for mental issues. I mean, what I'm saying is it could be great. I mean, imagine like our last episode, we were talking about AI, but in like you're going to marry an AI, right? It's going to be like a robot, right?
Right.
Well, how about if now we have an AI that is dressed in a therapist outfit or whatever, I'm not sure what a therapist outfit is, but what I'm saying is they're wearing the credentials. They have the eyes that look real, and then they're able to talk to you. You say something, the AI is like, oh, very interesting. Like, tell me more or whatever it is. I'm not sure how it works, but I feel like it could happen. Like it could be a world where you have 2 doors. You could go to like the regular human doctor, therapist, or you can go to the AI therapist who's kind of figuring it out. But one's free. If one was free and one wasn't, which one would most people choose?
They would choose the free, but isn't there like a connection that happens between humans? Like when I'll give you an example. So when my wife and I talk on FaceTime, there's something different than when I talk to her in person. And we talk to each other every day. All right, we talk to each other for like maybe half an hour on the ride home. And it's good, but if that was all that we had, our relationship would be completely different. Like if that's all you had, if you just had text, FaceTime, phone call, and you didn't have any face-to-face interaction, like in-person interaction. So I think there's something, and I don't know what it is, electromagnetic. Like maybe we really do have a life force and we have like a aura around us, and humans like bond and connect with that aura. I don't know, but I just think that like there is something about an in-person, and again, I'm not saying that when I go to a doctor I feel different, but I have had what do they call them?
Telehealth?
Telehealth, yes.
Yeah.
I have had telehealth, and it's a little different. Now, the things that go for are very minor, like super, super minor and very, very quick, but it's not the same as when I'm talking to an actual human. That's my experience.
Right. So you're saying the biological aspect is what drives you. When you're in person, you're saying in whatever situation, like obviously if you're looking at the phone, you can still see the doctor. Like I've had telehealth. I'll be honest, telehealth has gone it wrong every time for me. And it's minor things, but it's still wrong. It's like you tell them your symptoms. They may say something like, open your mouth and shine a flashlight. And I've done that. And then they'll give me medicine. And I'll take the medicine. And then I have to go into the doctor anyway. Medicine didn't work.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different ballgame. So for that aspect of just getting it wrong, because I think they're overwhelmed, but I don't think it's different necessarily when you go into the hospital, because I've been inside of the hospital or the quick care, and they get it wrong also. And then you're now in the other emergency room. I'm not saying it always happens, but I remember one time recently I had pneumonia, but it started as like a cold. And so after like the cold's not going away, I did the telehealth. Hey, I've had the cold now for 2 weeks. What do you think? Oh, you need to take A, B, C, D, E. Everyone knows. You do that. I feel like it's getting better. Now it's worse. So now I go in. Oh, you just have a cold. Oh, I've had a cold for like a month now. Oh, it's okay. We'll give you antibiotics. Okay. Take the antibiotics. Still sick. Now I can't breathe. Right? So now I go emergency room. They do a chest x-ray.
That's terrible.
Oh, you got pneumonia. Well, talk to 2-3 doctors, done your telehealth, taking all kinds of medication, and what are we going to do now? Oh, here, we're going to give you 2 sets of medicine. It worked. I needed the double set, but it's like, anyway, the whole point is what does it matter? Which one you see if they're not going to get it right. So if the AI could get it right, and again, the AI doesn't have to be a computer. They can make an AI into like a droid, a human-looking droid that has eyes and expressions. And like if you touch its hand, it feels real. So it feels like it's a human. It looks like a human. The only thing is its brain is computer chips.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's something there, but again, it's a crisis that we have, and it's just getting worse. And I think it's also moving to other areas. Like I was recently in Seattle, and in Seattle, it's like homeless or unhoused everywhere. And the other thing is they're using drugs. So they're in public using drugs, and it's raining. So I'm in Seattle, it's pouring rain. I have an umbrella, I'm walking, and I see people, they look like they are frozen. They're like, almost like you looking at a sculpture. And I'm like, and it's pouring rain on them. They don't have an umbrella. They're just standing there, and they're in like a frozen pose at 9 in the morning.
Wow.
I was going to like Pike Place.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I was just like, what? What are these people even doing? And then later that night, I wanted to get some food, so the hotel was near like these other bars.
Sounds like heroin.
It probably is.
Yeah, because I've seen comedians like do impressions, and they do this kind of like slumping, kind of like frozen thing.
Yeah, it was just wild to me. And then at night, you're walking, because there's a bunch of restaurants and stuff, and inside of the streets, there's a lot of building fronts though that are very dark. And it almost looks like a warp hole. Like you look and it's just dark, but you don't really see if there's a door or how deep it is because it's dark. And there's like just eyes There's like 4 or 5 people in there, and I look in, I just see like eyeballs, but you don't know how far back it goes. It's like these little like business fronts, but they're almost like little caves, and people have tents. I mean, it was almost like scary. Like I was trying to walk closer to the street because I almost felt like the person I was with, she was kind of little. I was like, hey, walk on the other side because I'm worried if they grab you, how would I even figure out what like warp you're in? You know what I mean? Like I would be like trying to go into this tunnel of like just people, but it was very strange. I mean, it wasn't a good look for Seattle. I'll tell you. Like if that's what you're showing off for people visiting your city, you might want to get a new mayor. You might want to change that up. I mean that's worse than just people defecating on your lawn, which is horrible, but. I mean, using drugs and gonna, soul snatchers or whatever. you know what I mean? You gotta look out.
So, in 2 weeks, we're gonna have the World Cup here in Los Angeles. Actually, in Inglewood. That's where the 8 games are gonna play. Are you a soccer or football fan? Like they call it football everywhere else in the world. Are you a soccer fan?
So, I mean, I am. To like a certain degree. So like I played soccer in high school and I played with AYSO as like growing up. So soccer was a big part of my like teenage life.
Yeah.
But I am a fan of USA. So USA, men's, women's soccer, that's all I really care about. I want them to do the best, try to win the tournament. I know it's hard. There's so many huge, really great teams out there. But I'm not a big football fan. Like, I don't know every team. I know like Arsenal. I know a few of these like big clubs in Europe. But, I'm not huge on it. I mean, even with MLS, like I like the Galaxy. But I've only been to like 1 game or 2 games. Like I've been to way more Dodger games, way more Laker games.
What is it about baseball, basketball, and real football, or American, so let's call it American football. American football. That's better to me and you than soccer. Like soccer is the most popular sport in the world.
Right.
The whole world plays soccer, but yet in America, in the USA, we have these other sports, and is it that they're more dynamic? There's more scoring. What is it about those sports that like dominate? Because a soccer game will have like. Oh, it was 1-0. What a great match. You know, and it's like there's like no score.
Or 0-0.
Or 0-0. That's even better. And they're just like, wow, man, can you believe it?
Well, yeah, the thing is, okay, so I think what it is with American culture, specifically with sports, is that you want to see high scoring and you want to see offense. And soccer is a little bit more like pitching in baseball. So, like, if you watch baseball and you want to see home runs and you want to see scoring, that's one way to watch a game. There's another way to watch the game where you're watching the pitcher and you want that pitcher to strike out every person or have a no-hitter. It's a boring game. So most people, games like that, they want to leave. They're like, this is such a boring game. But people who love pitching and understand the defensive side of baseball, they're entertained. Soccer is more of a defensive game. So if you can watch the defensive plays, how they pass to each other, how they control the middle of the field, that's entertaining for a lot of people because they're watching this defensive battle. It's like a chess match. No one can get the ball across midfield. They keep kicking it back to their halfbacks, and then they kick it to their fullbacks, and then they kick it to their sweeper, and then the sweeper kicks it to the forward. And it's like they're trying all these moves to try to get the ball out of the bounce near the goal where someone on the opposite team touches it, because then they get a corner kick. And now they have a chance to kick the ball basically going horizontally to the net, and their whole team has a chance to try to hit it with their heads or do a bicycle kick. And then it's the most exciting goal you've ever seen. So the game is trying to get into these strategic positions, they call it a wall, where you get this one shot where the game freezes and your guy, your striker, has one chance to kick the ball perfectly around the defenders who can't really move. They're like stuck in a wall, and slide it in past the goalie. Or if they get a foul in the box, they get this free kick where the goalie has to decide, are you going left or right or in the middle? But they only get one choice because as soon as they move their body, they're committed. So a lot of these shooters or strikers, they try to fake the goalie out with this one shot and look like they're going to go this way, and then their eyes are here, but the ball goes that way. And, so that's the entertaining part of soccer is these scenarios that happen, but only a few of them in the whole game. So you're watching for 90 minutes. There's only a few of these moments, but if you love soccer, that's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for that moment. It's almost like the Grand Slam. That moment that's so hard. Like you could watch 100 baseball games and never see a Grand Slam. But then you may be at one, and all of a sudden, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, and Shohei Ohtani comes up, walk-off Grand Slam. I mean, how amazing is that? So that's sports.
Interesting. I've never heard it put that way before.
Yeah. So I'm talking about sports. The New York Knicks, they win Game 2 against San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
With their Wemby, their all-star 22-year-old. He's like 8 feet tall. He throws the pass off of the back of his own player. New York gets the ball, scores. They win by 1 point.
So the last time New York won, it's been like generations, right?
30 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, this is, and if they sweep, they won the first two in San Antonio, and the next one is in New York, and they invited Donald Trump to the game. He's going to go.
Oh, he's going to go.
Donald Trump's going to go to the game, next game.
Yeah, he's a New York guy.
He's a New York guy.
So, yeah.
And he built an octagon in front of the White House.
Oh, he did?
So we're celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States.
Right.
So to celebrate it, he got together with the UFC, and they're going to put on a 250th birthday extravaganza, and they built a UFC octagon in front of the White House, and some people hate it. Some people are like, it's the most white trash, disgusting disrespect for the country I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And other people are like, the guy is the ultimate. What do you think?
All right, well, it comes down to this, all right? Is America a military empire? If we are, then it's genius because it's like, the struggle, the fight, the grit. If in fact we're something else, but I think we are.
We just had a parade.
Yeah.
They had a huge military parade.
Yeah, I think that I think it was for Memorial Day, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying now we're showing off the military.
Yeah, the military. So I think that because we're the number one military superpower in the world, it makes sense because fighting, it's like analogous to fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So the UFC, fighting, military, it kind of goes together.
Yeah, I see that. I think what the argument is that the White House is almost like this prestigious building where the top people of the country reside.
Right, but it's a very specific top person. It's the top person of the military. It's the commander-in-chief. It's not like the Congress. It's not the Supreme Court. The White House is the residence of the president, and he's the top person of the military. The military is very hierarchical, and he's the top of the hierarchy.
Right, but isn't the White House supposed to be the place where you use diplomacy and you go into the Oval Office? There's been so many historical pictures of presidents thinking of what to do, how to make the right choice. There's so much pressure. It's never really been a spectacle. It's never really been a situation where it's like,
right.
Hey.
Well, we talked about celebrity and Donald Trump being a celebrity. And maybe my take once you said that was that I think he became a celebrity because that's the kind of person that he is. I think he's just very bombastic. He's very into shocking you, like the whole okay, he could have done any kind of show. He did a reality show.
Right.
He did something that was elevated, but it was elevated trash. It was like I mean, The Apprentice was a great show in my opinion. It actually was a good show.
You're fired.
You're fired. So it's like he did this like mass appeal show that that he was attracted to. So I think that like the fact that he's going to do this is in keeping with his brand.
Yeah, but it's just so the problem I have with it is this. Okay, the vibe, okay, is that you basically want Spartans. You want to have this like, like I don't know, like a Colosseum. You want to have this like bloody brawl in front of the White House for America to celebrate its 250 years. And I just think that America isn't about a blood brawl. That's not really what we're about. Like, if George Washington, if you told him, you said, hey, in 250 years, we're going to set up an octagon and we're going to get it on. It's like,
let's get ready to rumble.
It's like, what would George Washington say? He'd probably be like, no, like this isn't what we fought for. Like we didn't come to America and escape, right, Europe to like make United States into a spectacle. Like, this is not what we're about. Like, we use aggression when we have to, and we try to use peace. Like, we're not the kind of country that just goes and destroys everyone around us. I'm not saying historically we haven't done that in different situations, but what I'm saying is the vibe now, the narrative now, talking about now, is let's try to use diplomacy, right? Let's fight if we have to. Now, we are in a war, and I'm not sure if there's a connection with what's happening with Iran and the UFC octagon to try to display the American might. But also, a lot of fighters who fight in the UFC aren't from the United States. So, I don't know. I have to look. Are they only going to put American fighters? Or are they going to bring fighters from all over the world? Is there going to be an Iranian fighter? And how about if the Iranian, like, I'm just saying, how if the Iranian fighter beats everyone's ass?
Right.
What's that going to say for America? And I know there's probably not.
There's probably not.
But if there was.
The odds are.
Or like a crazy.
Which is kind of weird because, like, why wouldn't there be? But, like, you don't really see many fighters coming from the Middle East.
Like a crazy Israeli fighter?
Yeah, you don't really see that for some reason.
From the Mossad or whatever? Like.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, I'm just saying.
A lot of them are Eastern European. Is my
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
That's like the main squeeze. Jiu-jitsu is the Brazilian fighters. That's really where I think what it's about. And the South American, the Brazil and all that. Yeah, those are the fighters. That's anyway. So you have that, and then you have the ballroom. Trump's building the ballroom.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I almost feel like he's trying to be a king a little bit. Now, I'm not dissing Trump. I'm just saying, like, he has the king vibes. And I'm putting it together. So I'm going like, okay, what's the one thing when you think of royalty? You think of a ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could call it anything you want. They could call it a convention center area, an extended dining, entertainment. I mean, to call it a ballroom, it's a little bit royal to me.
Yeah.
And then you want to have the fight in front. I'm just wondering where we're going with this. Like, and how will the next president top this?
I have no idea what the next because Trump is like dismantling everything. Like everything that we think is like, okay, well, he can't go there. He can't possibly go there. He goes there. It's like Again, I'm not dissing him, because if they listen to this podcast, I don't want to end up in like federal prison or something.
I mean, like again, I think
which I wouldn't put past him. I wouldn't put past him that he like dismantles the whole system, and he's like, anyone who talks negatively about me, they're gone.
Right, and so that's where it's like, you're cutting on an edge that makes people nervous, because we've had other political figures in history that have kind of tap danced a similar line.
Yeah.
And occasionally they tap dance it, and then they're like on the evil side, like, oops, I'm evil. And you don't want our president to tap dance to the evil side. I like when he's showing like aggression for the country, and I like his business sense when he's trying to make deals. And he's trying to get like the whole idea of like draining the swamp and doing things like that. I like the talk. I like hearing the talk. It reminds me of George Bush Jr. He used to have the talk also, even though there was a bunch of Bushisms. Remember, he wasn't like the most articulate president.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because he would say things where you're like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, even the whole thing with the weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Why we had to go and invade. The whole country was with that. I mean, after 9/11, it was like, yeah, why wouldn't we do that?
Right.
And then you go to find out later, it was like, oh, actually, there weren't any. Sorry. Not your president now.
Okay, so what do you think of the conspiracy theory that we're going into wars to make people rich? To make the defense contractors rich?
Well, I mean, how much money can you have?
You know what? For some people, that's an absurd question, because they're like, there is no number. More is a number.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last episode. It's like after you have, 300 houses, after you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I know there's wealth and all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, maybe the wars, there is a financial motivation. I know that there is a lot.
You know what it's like? Okay, wait. It's like this. It's like asking how much air is enough for you. Like, how many breaths do you want? and the answer is as many as I can get. Like, if you can give me one more breath at the end of my life, I'll take it. Like, it's kind of like that. It's like this idea that they don't compartmentalize the money or calories or houses or whatever it is that they're doing. They don't go, okay, well that's enough for a normal human, because that's not required for living. They've somehow attached wealth to survival. Somehow.
Right.
I don't have that, but I do recognize it in some people, that they just don't have a limit. They don't have like okay, that's enough. That it's like such an absurd idea. They're like, what do you mean, like enough? Like, you don't always have more. What are you talking about?
You know what it reminds me of? What you just said? Remember the movie Spaceballs?
Yes.
Remember when Mel Brooks, he opens his desk and he has the Druidian air
canisters?
Yeah. And he's just breathing it in?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like, you can already breathe on the ship, but that Druidian air.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta have that. We have to take over that planet.
Right.
We need their air. It's so much better.
It's better, yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. So what do you think is going to happen with the war? There's like a few things that can happen. I guess the House voted to restrict some of the presidential powers of war.
Yes.
So, what do you think is going to happen right now?
I think that my feel when I hear the news is it sounds like Trump is making a move to make defense contractors rich. That's what it sounds like to me. And he's already accomplished that goal. So if the war ends, I think that's I know that's very conspiratorial and
conspiracy is good.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I try not to be a conspiracy theorist, but like just the way that it was done. Like we assassinated the leader at a peace conference. Like I don't know, it just seems like so unethical to me the way it was done. Like it doesn't seem like a up and up war, like a war that was done with like integrity, which I don't know if you can run a war with integrity or ethics, but I think you can. I mean, in the past we have.
Right.
So I know that, we have tried to at least pretend that it was for the good of the country and for the good of the world. And now it's just like, oh, we're the best and we're going to destroy them. And yeah, I don't know. It just kind of is like devolved into this like show of might.
Right.
Which it goes back to the UFC thing. So I think that if Congress shuts down the war somehow, or if they restrict the money available to use in the war, I think that the people who've gotten rich have already gotten rich.
And I think at the end, he can veto it. I mean, he has the power of veto. So I think at the end, Trump can veto whatever he wants. But because you're a controversialist, I have a question for you. What do you think of the narrative of Israel with this war? Have you heard or have you read or any of the stuff that's happened in the last few days with allegedly Trump and Netanyahu having a conversation?
No.
Well, they had a conversation and supposedly Trump was like, if it wasn't for me, you'd be in jail. And he was yelling at him, screaming at him that he needs to take Israeli troops out of Lebanon and he needs to get with the program. So the question is, there's a lot of people who think that Israel is actually the president of the United States right now. And they're telling Trump what to do. So there's a lot of this controversy going that all of these war and things that are happening are actually designed by Israel, and the U.S. is following the lead, that we're not actually the leader, we are the follower, and they're the ones who are controlling it. And now Trump is going, you went too far.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say this. All right. I have heard at my work, okay, people who have this like impression, like what you're saying, like that Israel is controlling everything. I don't know. I'll just say this. From what I've heard, I don't think so. That sounds a bit anti-Semitic to me. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like to me. I think that what happened, I mean, I'm not privy to what goes on behind closed doors, so I don't know what Trump and Netanyahu have talked about, but just from like how it's been presented to me through the news that I trust, that doesn't sound correct to me.
Okay. I'm on the fence. I think that Israel has its hand in a lot of pies, and they are bakers. They're baking cakes, they're baking pies, and they're strategic because they have a lot of movement going on in a small amount of time. Like if you think about how many battles they've been in, yes, it's been some defensive battles, it's been some offensive battles. So now that the U.S. is taking a position to join the battle, that's a different narrative than the United States usually takes. Usually we don't go out to fight, okay? And I'm not saying that we didn't go out for the right reason or trying to stop terrorism, but it's starting to look a little strange to me.
Well, let's leave it there.
All right. Well, this is Dan.
This is Jon.
And we'll see you next time.
All right.